All right, welcome to Dean Bodie Show. Dean Bodie Show. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. And we're having a Casey and the Sunshine Band weekend. And that's how we're doing it. So, hope you're enjoying that. And Casey just brings the cheer. What can I tell you? Back when there was a little more love than there is now. That's all. We can use some more of that, big time. So remember, deanbodie.com, the website, and you can go to the podcast from there, and you can go to the YouTube channel from there as well with the social link. Remember, YouTube channel, DEANBODI, space show, is the YouTube channel, and you can go to the podcast, wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, on Stitcher, on iHeartRadio, and on Google. What, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, we're on all the platforms. So however you like to digest it, on whatever platform you're on. There's some other ones, too, down the line that, you might not ever heard of before. But if you get them on there, we're on there, too. So, all right. Well, anyways, so that being said, we're going to talk about a little bit about candy bars, my short tennis career, and maybe get into a little racquetball. And before that, there was paddleball. And let's not forget about the handball guys. Those guys are in a separate category altogether. But first, good girl Bodie, good girl Bodie. She's the best girl in the world, yeah! DeanBodie.com, 800-878-9698. Bodie Line. Hotline, 800-878-9698. Call it. Leave something fun. Leave something witty. A pun. A little story. Something about you. I don't know. Where are you from? The name. First name is enough. Where are you from? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you're from Jersey. I don't know. Maybe you're from Bermuda. Right by the triangle, for all we know. Maybe you live over there in Trinidad. Or somewhere along those lines. I don't know, Alaska maybe. All over. We're connecting to people all over the place. Thanks for being a part of this. Boom. That's the Bodie part of the Dean Bodie. This is the one that does it all right here. But don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get reminded on the YouTube channel, reminded of the shows. You don't want to miss any of these shows. This is real-time stuff, right off the cuff. We don't edit stuff around here. We go A, we go to Z, and we put it in the can. Done. That's how we roll over here. We like the rough edges. We don't need everything all polished and all perfect and everything else. Hair and makeup, perfect lighting, all of this stuff. We got it dialed in, Dean Bodie style. That's how we roll. And, go ahead and leave a nice review on the podcast. Would be great. A nice 5-star rating would be nice. You can do it. We're in this together. We're growing together. We're going to look back on this and go, oh, hey, remember when you used to do those teaser episodes first? And then you'd have the longer show later? Remember those days 15 years ago? Oh, yeah, wow. Remember when I used to do that? Who knows? Might be doing them the same 15 years from now. Anyways, let's get into the candy. But first, that's the way, I like it, 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 KC, baby, that's another one of those hits. You never know which one I'm going to come up with. We're just throwing them out there. Whatever KC pops in my head. There's all kinds of KC records playing around in there 24/7, just waiting for me to launch. Okay? So anyways, the first thing that comes to mind is my favorite candy bar and the favorite candy. All right? So I'm going to have to go with, as far as candy bars go, we got to go with the Milky Way bar. And it's got to be coming, it's good normal, okay? But coming out of the fridge takes it up a notch. It's a little bit, it's colder, it's a little bit more tighter in form, and it's a little more chewy. But the Milky Way bar is making my number one slot. As far as the candy, which I do like, all kinds, everything from jelly beans to sour ones, to ones that fizz in your mouth, like old school Zots. They used to come in like a string, and you tear one off, pop it in your mouth, and it would fizz in your mouth. First, it'd be a candy part that would dissolve. Then the fizzing starts. This is before the Pop Rocks. Those crazy things. And kids were eating those things. Oh, I was eating the Zots. I don't know how much better those were. And as they're fizzing in your mouth, you're chasing it down with, I don't know, grape knee-high or orange soda. Well, knee-high had orange too. But whatever soda you would guzzle it down, all that carbonated, caramelly, sugary stuff. Oh, let's chase down the explosion candy that's fizzing around in my belly with some fizzy soda. Oh, how healthy is that? It's amazing how our body can endure that, isn't it? Wow, we're still here, but it catches up with you if you keep doing it. That's why we talk about the 90-10 rule. 90% good, 10% treat. Health problems and you got things going on? No treats. None until you get things done and stabilize and you get better. Come on. But if you're not, a 10%, a treat meal. Not even a treat day or a cheat day, whatever you want to call it. A meal. And then see how you do with that. Don't go crazy. Don't blow yourself out of the water. A little treat is good. It gets you over the hump. And that's all I got to say about that. Candy bar Milky Way, number 1. Now listen, the Three Musketeers is kind of coming in second place. They're kind of similar, but the Milky Way wins. The Charleston Chew, if you don't know what a Charleston Chew is, number 1, shame on you. Number 2, look into it. Hey, Millie.
Yeah? He's talking about the Charleston Chew, your favorite. Oh, wow, I love those.
Okay? Now, you put the Charleston Chew, if you want to take it to a whole nother level, into the freezer, and they're about that long, okay? And it's got this marshmallowy center, and it's got a chocolate on the outside, and I think they had a strawberry marshmallow one inside, or the regular vanilla. In the freezer it goes. You pull that puppy out. You get on the kitchen floor and you slam it on the ground. And it shatters it into yummy little pieces. And you pop one of those in your mouth. And it's really, really freezer hard at first. But the warmth of your mouth and your saliva starts to melt it. And it's more of a project. But talk about good times. Charleston Chew is up there on the list because of what you can do with it. I don't know. It's button heads with the Milky Way, but not quite as that. Not quite. I'm a Milky Way. I don't know what to tell you, but it's good. Now, the ones when you go to the movie theater, some things come in a box that I always get. These are standbys, and they're right up there. Milk Duds, are awesome. They're way up there on the list, the Milk Duds. I can plow through a couple boxes of those, no problem. Underneath that, and I don't even know if it's underneath, it's about a tie with the Raisinets. How good are the Raisinets? I actually think that the chocolate people got on board with the chocolate-covered raisins even before the raisin people did. Huh? You don't pay attention, some companies just blow right by it, don't they? And they probably did a collab and they communicated, hey, listen, man, we're the Raisin Company. We were here before you. You can't just come into our world and just dump a bunch of chocolate on us and take over. Oh, yes, we can. Kind of like the Cranberry guy. And, oh, God, another one of my all-time favorite comedians, oh, God, it's slipping my mind, but he goes into the whole thing about the cranberries. And he talks about how the cranberry salesman just gets into everybody's business. Cran apple, cran grape, easy there, cranberry salesman. Easy guy. Here's your reward for the year. All right, take it easy. You can take some time off, cran man. Oh, too funny. But if I think of his name, it'll probably pop in my head as we do this. I will let you know. Okay, so we're going down the movie theater box candies. You got the Milk Duds. Wow. You got the Raisinets. Oh, yeah. And then we get into some of the Okay, we talked about the candy bars. Milky Way's number one. Uh, Three Musketeer, we're getting right there. The Charleston Chew, though, because of what you can do with it, is Mac Daddy right now. I gotta put him up there as far as I don't maybe not enjoy it as much, but I don't know. Because of what you can do, it's a beast. Charleston Chew's a beast. Now you have the Kit Kats. The Kit Kats, they come in little cookie, chocolate covered cookies, and you can break them off. And you can eat 2 at a time. Oh, wow, this time I'll snap off 3 and eat 3 at a time. Or I can just go 1 and make believe I'm on a diet and just do 1 at a time. Come on. Doesn't matter how you do it. You're going through the whole pack. So, that being said, you have the other ones too. You got the, come on, like the commercial goes. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. So Almond Joy, not a big fan. Okay, you gotta kind of, I don't know, want to get into it. Mounds has the coconut in there. I'm not that big of a fan of the coconut. Too much coconut. I can eat both of those, and when they were in the Halloween bag, you're eating them. When you get it for Halloween, you know, beggars can't be choosers. When you get them, probably the last ones that I chose, because you had the little Hershey bars, you had the little dark chocolate Hershey, you had the Crackle, which was the little peanut crunchy one. Oh, those were so good, man. Those were crazy good. The Crackles, I would plow through the crackers. And then Mr. Goodbar would try to sneak in there, the one with the yellow wrapper. And Mr. Goodbar was also a peanut one, I believe. Okay? And then we had, of course, the Tootsie Rolls. And we had the Butterfinger. Oh, I couldn't spit the word out. The Butterfinger. Okay, listen. The Butterfinger was an acquired taste. Okay? The Butterfinger was an acquired taste. And for me, it was anyway. It took a while to get that peanut buttery, for me to actually even like the peanut butter. Now that I mentioned peanut butter, I know there's a bunch of you out there. What about the peanut butter cups? The peanut butter cups. I get it. Now they got them with the Reese's Pieces in there, and these guys are collabing all over the place, combining everything all over the place. Right? Remember that commercial with the peanut butter cup? When the one guy person or the girl trips and falls, and the and he got the chocolate fell in the peanut butter, and the guy goes, "Hey, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter." And the other person said, "Oh, you got your peanut butter on my chocolate." That's how it came together. Peanut butter cups were born. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty much the basic stuff there when it comes to the candy bar. You got your classics. You got your Hershey's chocolate, and you got your Hershey's with almonds. Man, I could plow through those. Those go in the fridge, too. You can snap them, and they're just better. They're just better with a little cold on them. Okay? So, the movie ones by far, you got the Milk Duds, you got the Raisinets, and then we're getting into the sour candies next. Now, the sour candies, we're in a special class by ourselves. Because the junior mints and all that, boring! The sour candies get your mouth going. And my favorite candy has to be Mike Ike. The Mike Ike original is like throwing a rainbow color of flavor in your mouth every single time because they're different, like lemonade-y, kind of green and yellow and orange and pink and red, and you put them in there all at once, mouth explosion. Skittles kind of does that too, but not as good as Mike Ike in my opinion. And then you got the sour Skittles. Okay, look, if you want to get 5 cavities in one sitting, have 2 bags of sour Skittles, wake up the next day, and just make an appointment to go to the dentist and have a root canal. That's what I'm saying. So those things are like monsters. That little tingle thing that you get in your teeth, from the sour Skittles, and you brush your teeth, and you're like, like you're sticking your finger in an electric socket. Oh, it's almost like I don't know if I can handle the pain. If I go into this bag of sour Skittles, I know what I'm in for. Sometimes you just don't learn your lesson and you go for it anyway. I think we can all relate to that. So, you got the Sour Patch Kids. Not as good as the Skittles. But they're up there, though. They're in there. And I don't know, when it comes to the fizzy ones, we don't do that anymore because we don't want our stomach to explode. Got it? And you don't want to chase it down with soda. Man, what we put our bodies through as a kid, I basically lived off the ice cream, man. Whatever he had on the truck, and whatever we could get from the local store or whatever, like the 7-Eleven, we'd pound down one of those large monster Slurpees. Can't remember the Slurpee machine. They had Coke flavor, cherry, forget it, and chase down the candy with that. Oh, thank God my mom, when she took me to a dentist as a kid, there was this experimental kind of coating they were putting on the teeth to protect all the stuff. And all up to now, at 56 years old, we got one little cavity there, and that's it. And talk about the filling and all. Yeah, I got one filling in there, okay? I like to get it removed, and I know the metal and all this stuff, the leakage. I don't know. For somehow, my body has taken on a new body plus leakage. That's all. We balance out. We figure it out. It's been a friend of mine for a while. But that's it. Not bad for having these for a long time, okay? No toothpaste. I have all my teeth. All the wisdom teeth are still in there. And no toothaches or nothing like that ever. And I put down some the Mike Ikes, and on occasion when I have a little treat, hey, I follow the 90-10, but that's what's going on with the candy. Now, when you get into the jelly beans, they're there if you like a last resort, because they don't really, I don't know, they're just something to do, really. They're good, but they're not tangy and soury enough for me. All right? The Hershey's Kisses and all those fun stuff are kind of cool, and those go in the fridge also. What else we got? Oh, let's not forget about M&Ms. We got M&Ms. We got peanut M&Ms. I'm going to have to say the regular ones in the fridge are better than the peanut. But the peanut are good. It depends what kind of mood you're in when it comes to that, So anyways, that's what's going on with the candy. Now we're going to take a little hard right turn. All right, that was a lot of fun, by the way. My mouth and my taste buds, you can feel them right back here in the south. That's it. Hold on a second. That's it. All right, that's a little Shiba Fu. Remember, we don't do Shiba Kung Fu around here. We do Shiba Kung Fu Lizard. Not Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Lizard and Crouching Tree Frog. That's a little example of some of the stuff that we do at a high level. And but we train. We train out here, the Bodie and I, as often as we can. So, we're going to take a hard right turn now, because that's the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it, Casey and the Sunshine Band is still with us. Now, we're going to take a right turn here, a hard one, going back to my short tennis career, kind of like, I was a little bit longer than my drum career, but the tennis, we used to have a tennis court in the apartments. Nothing fancy. And back in the day, we're going back to the 70s when we wore these crazy little white little shorts, your tennis shirt with the fuzzy on it. The tennis shoes were white. The orange headband. Oh, yeah. The orange headband and the orange wristbands. And we're going to play tennis. And I would play in that court, and there used to be this guy that used to come down who was like a tennis instructor who lived on the other side of the complex, but he would come and I would watch him practice. He'd bring a big old cage of balls with him, And I started to join in with this guy, and we would volley back and forth. And I got a lot better playing with that guy. It was just like a gift. So that was a good time. I mean, I took a tennis lesson or two from a pro a couple times, and then as I beat some people around the neighborhood, I thought that I would try out for the 8th grade when we went to Arvida Junior High, the tennis team. My first selection was this kid that was like, I don't know, he was ranked. It was unreal. And they used the honor system. It was crazy. You would meet up with this kid at the tennis court, wherever you decided to play, and you'd keep your own score and then let them know who won. He beat the pants off me. I thought that I was going to totally destroy this kid. He's like a skinny kid, didn't have much going on, but he placed the ball so perfectly with the slices and the drop shots, and his serve was good. And man, he frustrated me to no end. Don't ever judge a book by its cover.
Hey, Millie. Yeah? Hear what he said? What? Don't ever judge a book by its cover. Remember that. Oh, yeah, I know.
But that was crazy tennis. I did get pretty good, though. It was fun playing that for a while. I do kind of miss it at times. And also fun when you get into the racquet ball, and before that, the paddle ball and the handball guys. That was fun. I remember just taking the paddle ball and smacking it up against the wall. You can just do this all day long by yourself. Good times. But racquetball, indoor racquetball, is a blast. When you have the walls around you and the ceiling and the back wall, you get into some crazy games. My brothers and I would play some racquetball at a pretty high level, according to us. But we had some good times playing racquetball. And you can play doubles and things like that. But the crazy shots, banking them off the wall, slamming it up against the back wall, and it would fly forward and hit the front wall. I mean, skills. And some of these guys play this game at a high level. You watch some of the pros play racquetball, forget about it. That thing's going about, 150 miles an hour. No, thank you. But it's a great time, great exercise. And the handball guys are a whole different. These are the older dudes, man. They got the gloves on, the handball, and they go and they play. And the ball's smaller and harder, and they smack this thing up against the wall. And it's old school stuff, man. But the handball guys, I don't know. You ever shake one of these guys' hands? It's like, gish. Their hands are like gorilla's hands. I'm having a great time talking about this stuff today, man. And all of the stuff we talked about is all good, yummy fun. Don't do too much of the candy. I just wanted to go through some of my favorites and some of the things. I'm sure you got yours. Call the Bodie hotline. Share your favorites with us. Hi, what a great idea. 800-878-9698. Call it. Leave your favorite candy on there. Leave your favorite, your candy bar, your candy. Throw it on there. We'll make it a feature on the show. Got it? All right. DeanBodie.com is the website. Remember, you can go on there. You got the links. One takes you to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. The other social link will take you over to the YouTube channel, DeanBodi space show, YouTube channel. All the episodes are there. Have fun going through we're calling it a catalog now. And have a good time doing that. Thanks to you that we're building and we're growing. I can't thank you enough. Bodie thanks you from the bottom of her heart. And, remember, leave a like, click the bell, subscribe. We need you to subscribe. We got to do this together, man. And a 5-star rating and a nice review for the podcast would be great. It goes a long way. We appreciate it. We're bringing this stuff to you daily because we know life happens on a daily, not a weekly or a monthly. Dean Bodie Show. Have a great day. DeanBodie.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.